Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha.
Namaha.
Krishno Rakshatano Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishne Namarasetravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha Krishnadeva Samuthitam Jagaditam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Tishtati Sarvametadakhilam He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Shrimanarayana. With Acharya's blessings, we are continuing chapter 3. We finished Sloka 22. We'll start with Sloka 23. I'll share my screen. You can see Sloka 23?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please stand. Yadi yaham na varteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha mama vatmanu vartante manushya patha sarvasaha. Let's chant. Yadi
Yaham navateyam jatu karmanyatandritaha manuvartante manushya partha sarvashaha.
So this is a continuation of what Lord Krishna was saying in the previous sloka, right? So in the previous sloka, in sloka 22, Lord Krishna said, He Partha, or Arjuna, for me, that is for Krishna, for me, there is nothing in these three worlds that are to be done, right? Basically, he took birth as Lord Krishna out of his own will, not because of his karmic bondage, right? Just like, like us, if we are taking birth, we are taking birth because of karmic bondage, and we have the duty to clear our karmic bondage. We have to do we have the duty to perform our karma, but Lord Krishna is not like that. He does not have any karmic bondage, but out of his own free will, he took birth on this earth. So there is nothing in these three worlds, not just on the earth, but whenever he takes birth, there is nothing that he ought to do. It's like there's nothing that he has to achieve. In order to achieve something, he has to do. There's nothing like that. Or in order to clear his karmic bondage, he has to take birth. There's nothing like that. And Lord Krishna also said, there is nothing that has to be obtained by me, that has to be obtained. Like typically, we have to gain something, for that we have to take birth. There's nothing like that for me, because everything belongs to him. There's nothing that he has to take birth and then achieve something, obtain something. In order to do that, he has to take birth. There's nothing like that. Even then, aham karmani eva varte. Okay, varte eva cha karmani. I continue to engage in work. That's what he said in the previous sloka. So even though there's nothing that he has to do, there is nothing he has to achieve by doing the work, but still he engages in the work. And in the current sloka, in 23, Lord Krishna is saying, okay, yadi, if yadi aham atandritaha karmani jatu navarteyam. Yadi Hi aham navarteyam jatu karmani atandritaha. The first two lines. Basically, what he's saying is, if at any time I do not engage in work without laziness, if I do not engage in work, that is, karmani navarteyam. Not if I do not engage in work, atandritaha, without laziness or with attentiveness. If I don't engage in the work, tarhi is understood. Then, he Partha, O Arjuna, manushyaha, that is men, or men are people, mama vatma anuvartehi, mama, mine, vatma anuvartehi, will follow my path indeed, sarvasaha, in every way. So there's nothing that I have to achieve. There's nothing that I have to do. Still, I engage in work. But if I do not engage in the work, with attentiveness, or because of laziness, let us say, I do not engage in work, then other people, then other men will follow my path in every way. They will take me as an example. So that is what Lord Krishna is saying in this sloka.
Varaprasad garu?
Yeah.
A chinna question andi, with my limited knowledge about this Bharatam or Bhagavatam, right? Krishna took Manusha Jarma. I know
Yeah.
with his will. But when he left his avataram, right? That also, I think on his will he left. But I heard that even he has a shapam from previous, somebody throws an arrow, it'll go and hit his toe thumb, and then that's how he will leave his prana, right? I mean, that's like a shapagrastam. I may be totally wrong, but I'm just like, so how are we? I know he, like a Bhagavan, he took that whatever.
Can anyone answer that question?
I know Gandhari gave him shapam. Your dynasty will supposed to end after certain years, something like that. But
I mean, he knows. We knew that. He also knows. It's not like he doesn't know, like us. Like he has to go through these things. So just because he took that Manusha Janma, so he gone through all that. That is also like a role model, like showing, hey, even I have to go through all this.
Okay. Anyone wants to add?
And I heard that that arrow itself is made up of the muslakam. But I don't know the.
So fundamentally, Lord Krishna is not dependent on anyone. He's independent. Okay. He is not. It is not that his karmic bondage is over, or it is not that someone else is deciding that he has to leave his body. And that particular, Manusha Janma that he took, Avatara he took, that somebody is forcing him to do, and he has to do that. It is not like that. Out of his own free will, he had to leave. I mean, he decided to leave. He has to leave at some time, right? So he chose that time to leave. That's all. And out of his own free will, whatever was the reason, it is because of his own free will that he decided that he would accept that kind of a path to live, or accept it as a pretense or a cause. But It's not that somebody can dictate him to do something and then he has to do it. Even if he does it, it is out of his own free will. It's
Yeah.
not like us. I mean, he is under the, what we can say is he's under the command of bhaktas, kind of, right? It is not like he is he loses his freedom in order to obey his devotees. It is not that he would have to. I mean, they become the superior, and then Bhagavan becomes the inferior. No, Bhagavan is always superior, supreme. But he chooses out of his own free will to do whatever others wish. If he decides to. If everyone curses him, then if he has to leave, then right.
No, no. Yeah,
A
that's
lot of
not
people
my,
cursed him.
it's not my understanding at all. But because he said in this sloka that see, I took this janma willfully, and I have to do karma as a role model. Then others will do. So even I was, all these days I've been thinking, okay, even if that's whatever it is, story or a real thing, or that Shapam I heard, like probably to tell this world universe that okay, for anybody, this is how it is, like birth and death cycle. That's how I understood, not to
So
undermine.
if again, if someone just gives a shapam and then suddenly that becomes true, it need not be, right? It depends. So it cannot be that other people have control over us.
No, it's
Only
not.
Bhagavan has control. So it out of his own free will, he may decide to do for us and for himself. It's not that he has to obey somebody, losing his independence.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Shapam, but the temple is there in Somanath actually. I saw it last year, last Jan I went there. Yeah, near Dwaraka, they had that place where that one they have bow and all those things. I think there is Lord Krishna's temple there actually. Yeah, Somnath.
He decided to leave at that time.
Yeah,
That's all.
work is
So
over.
it's not. Yeah, it's not like whoever tried to shoot the arrow became superior and.
No, nothing like that. Yeah, I really didn't mean that.
Yeah, I understand that.
In the
But
world, like there should be a cause. Like okay, when I'm leaving just like a Manusha, like Manusha can understand in a Manusha language only. So just like Rama, how he acted as a Manava, right? So the intention.
Right.
Thank you.
So I mean, one more thing that we need to see here is that other people follow me. He said, right?
Role model.
So they will look at, if you look at in between the lines, right? People are looking at him like a human.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, there a lot of people at that time didn't
They were
think he
not
was
aware.
God.
Yeah.
So they like any other normal person. Of course, he is a son of a prominent leader. He's great, right? A lot of people know he did a lot of great things, but they were looking at him like an ordinary person only, not as not recognizing him as God and God incarnation. Okay, so when he's a leader, prominent person in the society, human being in the society, other people follow him, right? So that is in between the lines. Like, unfortunately, a lot of people didn't realize that he's God at that time.
Yeah. That's true.
Including Arjuna.
Yeah.
of course, still 11th chapter. So he is doing all the things that he is supposed to do, like he because he took birth in a particular family, so he's following the family traditions and all that. So whatever he is supposed to do, he's doing. If he is not doing those things because he has nothing to do, nothing to do in the sense that it's not that he is forced to do anything, or it's not that he has to become something that he is not already, right? So but still he does it because other people look at him as a prominent human being, and they will take him as a role model. And if he doesn't act, they will also not act. Okay, so next sloka is a continuation, so we'll see that next sloka. You can see sloka 24.
Yes, sir.
Please chant. Utsideyurime lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami mah prajaha. Let's chant together.
Sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami prajaha.
Okay, so Lord Krishna is continuing in sloka 24. Aham na karma kuryam chet. If I do not perform karma, ime lokaha utsideyuhu. Ime lokaha, people of this world, utsideyuhu, will get ruined. So if I do not perform karma, people of this world will get ruined. Sankarasya kattasyam, I will be the maker of confusion or disorder. Sankarasya is of disorder, confusion. So I'll be the maker of confusion. Imah prajaha cha upahanyam. And cha is and imah prajaha upahanyam. I will destroy these people. I will have destroyed these people, or I will be the reason for the destruction of these people. Destruction or downfall. Okay, destruction do not see as destruction of the bodies. See, we have to be very, very clear in our understanding that, of course, everybody will have, whoever took birth, they have to die. So that death is not the destruction of us, is only change of form for us. Okay, so the destruction for us is our downfall for us is when we go from a higher state to a lower state. Okay, so if other people follow me, and since if I am not doing the work, they follow me and they do not perform the karma, then they will get ruined. Then I will become the reason for their downfall. Okay, so they will be destruction. I mean, there will be disorder in the society, because if people don't follow their duties, right? There, what happens if people don't follow their duties? There will be disorder, confusion. There will be chaos, and that is how the society functions. When people leave from such a society, when they leave the body, then they would have acquired a lot of sin, because they haven't performed their duties as expected. So they would have acquired a lot of sin, and when they acquire a lot of sin is a lot of karmic bondage. When they acquire a lot of karmic bondage, they get downgraded. They have a downfall, or they will be destroyed, in the sense that they will go from whatever state they are in to a lower state. That is the kind of a destruction. For Atma, the Atma never gets destroyed. The body is also not destroyed. Body changes form. Atma doesn't get destroyed. The destruction is the downfall of Atma because of acquiring karmic bondage. So I will become the reason for that. So for that reason, so that two reasons, I mean, like people will look at me and follow. So if I do my activities, they will follow what they are supposed to do. But if I don't do the activity, because if I decide, oh, okay, there's nothing for me, no one is forcing me to do it. I don't have anything to achieve in this world. I can be like, just lazy. I don't have to do my duties. I don't need to follow the order of the society. Then other people also will do the same, and the entire society gets destroyed, and the Atmas will acquire karmic bondage as a result. And I would have caused the destruction or downfall of those Atmas. So that's the reason why I have to do the activity. Even I have to do the karma.
But Varaprasad Garu, like you said, right? Many of them, including Arjuna, didn't realize he was Bhagavan until the moment. So how was Krishna saying or thinking that he was motivating, or he was like showing a role model that if I do, then Praja will do the thing. Many of them didn't even know, right? I mean, even
No, and that's it. I mean, even as a human being, if somebody is doing right, others will follow. The leader, if leader is doing it, we don't have to know that somebody is a Bhagavan and he is doing the activity, so I have to do it. If a prominent person is doing the activity, and other people will take them as role model and do the activities. A lot of people follow Sri Chinna Swamiji, right? So if they are following, we will also follow. I mean, we will be motivated to follow. Whether we follow or not is different.
Yeah.
But at least they will, even though they do not have to achieve it for their own sake. Okay, it's not that they will have to gain something by doing that activity, but they do those activities in order to become a role model for us. For example, a lot of service activities that Sri Chinna Swamiji does, it's not that it is somehow for his own benefit. No, it is for the benefit of everyone, because other people will follow. Take Sri Swamiji as a role model or an example, and then follow. Same way with all great people, great leaders, prominent people, and even in the family also. If parents are following, then the children tend to follow it, right? So it need not be that someone should be a Paramatma.
Okay.
Maybe the opposite. If we know that he's God and he is doing the activity, some activity, will think, okay, I'm not a God and then I don't have to do the activity. But so other people are seeing him as a prominent leader in the society, prominent person in the society. So they would, so whoever wants to take them as a role model will follow. So he's, I mean, this Slokas, Lord Krishna is saying that, hey Arjuna, even though I have nothing to achieve by performing karma yoga, I still do it. Then how about you, right? You have the duty to do it, and you have something to gain from it, that it will clear karmic bondage for you. Okay, so then you should definitely do it. That is the message he's giving. So it's not like somebody who is great can avoid or can skip doing karma yoga. Even a great person like me, I'm the greatest of all, supreme being. Even I am doing it. So how about you? Right. So simple but powerful slokas. Okay, so we'll move on to the next sloka, sloka 25.
Yeah, we can see.
Please stand. Sattah karmanya vidvamso
Sattah karmanya vidvamso
yatha kurvanti bharata
yatha kurvanti bharata
kurvad vidvams tatha saktah
kuryad vidvams tatha saktah
chikirshurloka sangraham
chikirshiloka sangraham
let's stand together.
sattah karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata
Kurya
Vidvam tatha saktah Chikeshurloka sangraham.
So Lord Krishna is saying, Sloka 25, Hey Bharata, Arjuna, Yadha avidvamsaha karmani saktaha kurvanti. Yadha, just as avidvamsaha. Vidwan is a learned person. Okay, avidwan is not learned person. Okay, so avidvamsaha is unlearned people. Who is an unlearned person? Is a question there. Let us look at it. Yadha avidvamsaha karmani saktaha kurvanti. Karmani is karmani saktaha kurvanti. Saktaha is with attachment. Asaktaha we learned earlier, right? Sakta means with attachment. Saktaha kurvanti. They perform karma with attachment. So just as not learned people perform karma with attachment, tatha, in the same manner, vidwan, the learned person, Loka sangraham chikirshuhu. Loka sangraham chikirshuhu is desirous of promoting the welfare of the world. They want welfare of the world. So in order to promote the welfare of the world for the better, for making the world a better place, in order to promote the welfare of the world, asaktaha kuryat, sorry, asaktaha kuryat. Do work without attachment. So just as an unlearned person, one who is not learned, performs karma with attachment, in the same manner, the learned one, desiring the the welfare of the world, does work without attachment. So this very important sloka, very simple but important again. So unlearned person does work without attachment. A learned person, unlearned person performs work with attachment. A learned person performs work without attachment. Okay. So who is a learned person? Who is a not learned? Who is vidwan? Who is avidwan? So a learned person is the one who has Atma Jnanam. So only the one who has Atma Jnanam can be called as vidwan. All other materialistic world, yes, they're that is useful in this particular life, but the real vidwan is the one, or wise person is the one who has the knowledge of Atma. Okay. So one who has knowledge of Atma does the work without attachment. One who does not have knowledge of Atma, they work with attachment. Now there is a there is a statement here that Lord Krishna is making. Just as unlearned person performs karma with attachment, same manner, one who has Atma Jnanam performs work without attachment. They look opposite. I don't know why it is said as just as this person, same as that person.
With that much interest, like the way they show interest, ajnana. That much involvement, even even though you are not expecting anything, you should be
Right, very good.
Same
Very
interest.
good. Yeah, I mean, that was interesting. That is an interesting statement. It is not said as something opposite, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's also that a learned person has an unlearned person has so much of zeal. That's the reason why of doing all this attachment that deals with attachment. Similarly, the learned person will not have any attachment with the same zeal. So I think he referred to as the zeal.
zeal, both will have the zeal.
Zeal, yeah.
So, yeah. So, both of them do the work. Work is the same. Okay. So, just as an unlearned person is doing the work, same way the learned person is also doing the work.
For the welfare of the world and for the welfare of the world, right?
But the reason is different.
doing with the Paramatma.
They are doing the work. So it is not like the learned person will leave the work. See, one of the reasons what people may say is, oh, if you have Atma Jnanam, you have to do without attachment, then you will not do the work. right? You will leave the work. Right? I mean, that is the kind of, I mean, you will not do it with interest. You will lose interest. You will not care. You know, you will leave the work altogether. You know, this kind of a thinking is, typically the occurs, right? Because we are all used to, okay, this is my work. I have to do it for my own benefit. Then we think, I will do it properly. If someone says this is not your work and this is not for your own benefit, someone says that, then what's in it for me? There's nothing in it for me, and then I don't have to do the work, or don't work without expectations. The results are not in your hands. Offer the results to Paramatma. All these words when we hear, right, and a typical person hears, then it kind of sounds like, okay, I'll do whatever, see whatever happens, and we will not do the work. No, the person with an Atma Jnanam will also do the work with the same interest. It is not that they will leave the work. So one who is doing the duty, like let us, someone is doing the duty without Atma Jnanam, let's say is doing the duty, same, the work will be done by a person with Atma Jnanam also. They will also do the duty with the same vigor, interest, and everything. There is no difference. The difference, so the difference is, before we go to the difference, why this is same is a person who is doing the work with attachment, one who does not have Atma Jnanam, when he does the activity, he's thinking it is for me, right?
Result of
It is for me, my benefit. A person who is doing the work with Atma Jnanam can also think it is for me, in the sense that it is for clearing my karmic bondage. It is clearing my karmic bondage. The difference is what that person without Atma Jnanam is thinking me as a body, and the person who is thinking that it is with Atma Jnanam is thinking I am Atma, right? So one who is with the body is working for the sake of the body, and one who is having Atma Jnanam is working for the sake of Atma. Both are thinking, right, same way. The only difference is that I is varying between the two people. I, for the one who does not have Atma Jnanam, is body. Okay, they will do with attachment. I, for the one who has Atma Jnanam, is Atma, and they will do without attachment, because they have the knowledge. Okay, they will do with the same interest. They will not skip the job. They will not skip the duty. They are both thinking, it is for me. I mean, one who is having the Atma Jnanam, he's thinking that, okay, I have to do this because, I need to clear my karmic bondage, or if I don't do the duty, I will acquire karmic bondage. So that is the kind of thinking that a person who has Atma Jnanam has. And they will perform it without attachment, because if they do it saying that I am Atma and it is for my own sake, then they really don't have the Atma Jnanam. Atma Jnanam says that I am Atma, I am doing this, I have to do this activity as service to God, which will benefit me, which is benefit me in the sense which is going to clear my karmic bondage, right? So it is just as a person who does not have Atma Jnanam works, same way the one who has Atma Jnanam also works. Both are thinking, both are doing with the same interest. Both are thinking that I am I there, but the I is different in both the cases. So one who has body is thinking that I am body. I mean, one who does not have Atma Jnanam thinking that I am the body and does with attachment gains karmic bondage. One who has Atma Jnanam thinking that I am Atma, and I need to do the work without attachment for my own benefit, for my benefit, in the sense that for clearing, which is going to clear my karmic bondage.
So that's okay, right? I think it's the expectation, right? Oh, my karmic bondage gets cleared. So that's fine.
Yeah.
So that's not an expectation, right? Because it's a result, right? Oh, okay, by doing this, when everything what you do, my karmic bondage gets clear, right? So that's not a nothing wrong with that.
Nothing. No. That is the knowledge that is given to us.
Yeah.
There is a this is where, so the result is materialistic result. Okay, that is that we should not have any attachment. We do not know whether it happens or not. Right? It is not tied to our work. We do the work, and the result comes. Both are independent. Right? There is no link between the two. If we link the two, then we are in trouble. Okay. We have to do our duty. Result happens or not, we do not have any, what is it? Any ownership, not ownership, adhikar. What is it? We cannot say, I have to get it. I did the work, I have to get it. I have the right. Yeah, adhikar is right. So we have the right to the result. No, that's what Lord Krishna already said, right? So we do not have the right for the result. The result that we are talking about is the materialistic result. Now, when we perform the activity without attachment, we do not get karmic bondage. There's no, ifs or buts in that. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Whether we get moksha as a result of doing those things, that is in his hands. But we do not get karmic bondage is guaranteed. If you do it properly, we do not get karmic bondage. That is given. So it is not like even if you do karma yoga, we don't know whether you will not get karmic bondage. It's not said that way, right? You will. Lord Krishna very, very clearly said that if you do with attachment, you will get karmic bondage. If you do without attachment, you will not get karmic bondage. You will actually clear karmic bondage. If you do it as yajna, you will not get karmic bondage. The cycle of yajna is very clearly mentioned, right? So in that cycle, what he said, if you do it, if you follow this cycle, you will clear your karmic bondage and you will achieve a superior state. You will achieve your goal, right? So there is no doubt about it. So if we do it as yajna, means we have to do it as a as service to Paramatma, whatever we do. Anything that we do with our karmendriyas, anything we do with our jnanendriyas, both. We have to do it as service to Paramatma, offering to Paramatma. Then it becomes yajna, and that yajna will not bind us, whatever action that we are taking with either karmendriyas or jnanendriyas. Okay, so for the benefit, here in this particular sloka, Lord Krishna said, those who are performing the work, they are performing the work in the interest of the larger world, the world, not for their own bodily benefits. Okay, the one that who is performing the work with attachment, they are performing for their own sake.
That's very tough to think about when you do a work with attachment or without attachment. Understanding doing a work without attachment is very tough proposition as a human being.
Yeah. Mm. Think we need to come up with how we need to think of without attachment. That's kind of, yeah, I mean, the without attachment is one of the things that is mentioned in this previous in a few slokas. Is typically we think this work is my work. It is something that then it is like with attachment. But if it is something that is given to us, that you have to do it, that is, and I need to do it as a yajna, then we do not see it as, we do not feel that attachment. Okay, so let's take Sloka 26. Share my screen. Please chant Sloka 26. Na buddhi bhedam janayet.
Na buddhi bhedam janayet
Ajnanam karma sanginam.
ajnanam karma sanginam
Joshayet sarva karmani.
yogyet sarva karmani
Vidwan yuktas samacharan.
vidwan yuktas samacharan
Let's chant together.
Na buddhi edam
janayet ajnanam
karma
karma sanginam yogyet sarva karmani vidwan yuktas samacharan.
Vidwan. So in the previous sloka, Krishna mentioned Vidwan, a learned one, the one who has Atma Jnanam. Okay. Buddhi bhedam na janayet. Should not cause distraction of mind. Buddhi bhedam na janayet. Should not generate, cause the distraction of the mind, or should not cause confusion of the mind. Okay. For who? Ajnanam karma sanginam. To the ignorant, ajnanam, karma sanginam, who are attached to the work. So a learned one should not cause confusion to these people who are ignorant or who are attached to the work. Okay. Kintu or but, that is understood, or instead, yuktaha samacharan sarva karmani joshayet. Yuktaha is the vidwan. Yuktaha is a learned one who is aware of the karma yoga, or with awareness of karma yoga. Samacharan performs work well, or should perform work well. Sarva karmani joshayet. Okay, all kinds of work Okay, sarva karmani joshayet, should inspire love. Okay, sarva karmani joshayet is should inspire love in all kinds of work. So there are a lot of ignorant people, those who do not have Atma Jnanam, those who are attached to the work, It's from the previous sloka, right? One who is avidwan is one who does not have one who does not have the Atma Jnanam. They are working, for their own benefit, their bodily benefit. They think they are the body. They're working towards their bodily benefit or materialistic benefit with attachment to the work. So there are people like that. So a learned person should not confuse them. Okay, by not doing the work. So basically, what happens is if one who is attached to the work sees a learned person not doing the work, they will not do the work. It will cause confusion for them. They will totally, not follow. Not follow in the sense, not do their duties, following the one who is not doing the work. Okay, who is a learned person? Okay, so if a learned person is not doing the work, they will actually cause confusion. So what Lord Krishna is saying is, Vidwan, a learned one, should never cause confusion to other people. Okay, and he's saying instead they should be aware of Karma Yoga. With awareness of Karma Yoga, Yuktaha is the word that refers to one who is aware of Karma Yoga, performing actions as Karma Yoga. Sarva karmani joshayet. They should inspire love in all the works, all kinds of works. Sarva karmani. So basically, even though it is not that they have to do it that way, but for the sake of other people, they have to do it as if they're doing it with an interest, just like the other person. Okay, but they are not doing it like them. They are doing it with awareness of Karma Yoga as Yajna. So they are actually doing it as Yajna, and doing it with interest as if other person would do, or they would create so much interest, saying that, hey, we have so much benefit for us, and let us, just paraphrasing, right? So let us do this, we will get a lot of benefit. Motivate other people to do it. Okay, because they are ignorant, they have to be put in that path, so they will follow the learned people. So if they do it with the kind of interest and love, and looks like attachment to the work, they do the activity, then the other people who are saying that will not be confused. But if you do it in any different way, right, then they will be confused, because they don't understand on the concept of karma yoga and detachment, not working without expectation of the results, and service to God, and all that. They do not understand that. So they will think that you are not showing interest. You are, it will appear to them different, and then they will not, they will not follow. They will not, love that kind of work, right? So people who are learned need to look at the others and then behave it in a way in order to generate interest or love in the work. But they have to do the work with awareness of Karma Yoga as Yajna.
Varaprasad Garu, like what you explained about this sloka, 100% makes sense, sir. But this is how I understood when I started reading or whatever in the past. Like there may be different type of people, right? Some are ajnanam and they'll be like attached to this, worldly matters and keep doing. Okay, there are other people also still doing that, but suppose I know Atma Jnanam and I start telling them, right, how you have to do. There are people who listen to you, whether they believe in or not, and they'll start doing that, right? I mean, they try to, change their behavior and all that. But there are other people who are stubborn people. They don't believe in so many things. So when I was reading this sloka, I thought, like, you shouldn't be like forcing, it will go to, adverse action. So instead of that, you keep doing what you, do, to motivate them. I mean, there are extreme cases who will not get motivated in any other way. That is a different thing. But that's how I understood this sloka. Do you think that's wrong way of? Because
I mean,
even right, I've seen even my own children, right? I was able to not convince. Even when I was saying all these things, my son got very, inclined to this very quickly, even though he was raised and all this. Whereas my daughter is still into, but at least I'm able to motivate them by doing my own thing. I mean, these things and all. I see the change in her also. Not that, she's a stubborn person or anything, but that's how I understood.
right.
Even in the, I think, I don't know, in the later on, Bhagavan says, right, this knowledge is not for everyone.
So what I understood is it's always a challenge for a wise man who has Atma Jnanam and going as per the Karma Yoga, doing the daily day-to-day chores or jobs, and you are in company of person at work, at home, or at a friend circle who don't understand the way you understand about Atma Jnanam. And then there's always a dvanda in terms of, how you approach people, how they behave. Sometimes when you say this, people may think otherwise. They say, hey, this guy has gone. He was with my friend for 30 years and he joined this organization. He never talked to me, So there's always this dichotomy when we talk to friends or people or community or family. When you try to do your task following the dharma or your understanding of karma yoga or atma jnana. So here what I understood is Bhagavan is telling you is you do perform your duties whatever way you are thinking is right, but at least don't try to create a friction when you work with them.
Mhm.
That's something similar what I like,
Yeah.
don't stress yourself. Like somebody, you show the path. If they come, they come.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like their karma, right?
Yeah, you just move on, and we do. That's what I thought. That's what I understood from this sloka. But see, every time when I read this, it gives me a different interpretation for me. Then
I mean, when we are doing the work, other people should be motivated to do the work. A learned person, even though the work by itself is not giving them the result, it's not. They're not working for the sake of the result, right? They're doing their duty. But they have to work in such a way that it should not cause it should generate motivate, or it should motivate others to do the work. It should not be like, okay, what will I do? Okay, even if I do this, if I don't do this, it's okay. That kind of attitude with that, then what happens is others will not be motivated to do the duties. Every day, if we are supposed to do a particular activity with the same motivation, intensity, we have to do. It doesn't matter whether we are working towards the result or not, because other people will look at us and they get confused if we do it in a different way, right? So even Lord Krishna was was performing all his activities with the same interest that anyone who is working towards the sake of the results is doing, right? But how we do the activity is different. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I did not because I was not part of when this chapter started. So what was the actual question from Arjuna for which Krishna is explaining the karma yoga?
Arjuna didn't want to fight.
Okay, so the same question.
So he before just before Karma Yoga started, so Lord Krishna basically gave him the knowledge of Atma, and kind of at the end it appeared like Atma Jnanam is more important than karma. It kind of appeared in that way to him. So then he said, okay, why should I perform? Why should I fight? I'm paraphrasing, right? The intention of Arjuna is that, oh, you're saying that Atma Jnanam is more important, so let me not fight. I will go, and I will, basically, I'm much better off not fighting, and I will get Atma Jnana, which is superior compared to performing my actions. So that's what the intention. He said, I'm confused. So he didn't say I will leave and then just run away. He didn't do that. I said, I'm confused. Tell me, clarify this to me. And then Lord Krishna started explaining Karma Yoga is better for everyone, including Arjuna. Okay, so even for me, now like he gave the example of Janaka earlier in the previous Slokas. So they performed Karma Yoga and they achieved their goal. And not just Janaka, even for me, I am performing my duties. So, you have to do your duty as well. And you will achieve your goal, your supreme goal, if you perform your duty. Your duty is to fight in this, at this time, your duty is to fight. Okay, participate in the Kurukshetra war, and do your duty. You will not be losing. Instead, if you leave the battle, if you leave your duties, then you will acquire karmic bondage, and not just doing the duty. So here we need to start learning that if I can do, we're all doing our duties. We are not running away, but how we are doing the duty is more important. So one is we have to do the duty, but if we do the duty with attachment, we still get karmic bondage. So Lord Krishna is explaining that we should do without attachment. Learned person is the one who does without attachment, but they will do the duty in such a way that it will generate interest in other people. It will motivate other people. It will not discourage other people. It will not confuse other people. So it's the duty of a learned person to still perform the duty with the same vigor, interest, and generate love for that work. As if, again, paraphrasing, as if to other people it will look like he is working with attachment, because they're confused. I mean, they're not confused. They're ignorant. They don't know about all this Atma Jnanam and all. So for them, to do it in any different way, it will confuse them. Either they will lose interest, or they will think that leaving the job is better, because this person is doing, who is a learned person, who is a role model, let me also do it. I mean, simple things are like corruption. If a leader is corrupt, the followers will all be corrupt, right? So even if we have the opportunity to be corrupt, we shouldn't be, isn't it? Nobody is looking at it. Nobody is looking. We think, okay. I mean, even if even if it is not needed for us, we still have to do it. Like someone who is very rich, for example, they still have to work instead of going and just enjoying the money that they have, right? What other people will think? Oh, this person can do it, I can also do it, right?
So this part of the war is little tricky, right? So like winning a war can also be thought as an attachment, right? Because
yeah, so that's exactly what Lord Krishna is saying, that you should not fight for the sake of the result. That result could be anything. Arjuna shouldn't be fighting that with the intention that I'm going to win, I'm going to enjoy the kingdom. And even though Lord Krishna, he is Paramatma, he knows past, present, and future. He doesn't directly tell Arjuna saying that, you will win. Okay, he doesn't say directly. He says that if you win, you will enjoy the kingdom. If you lose, if you are killed, you will enjoy higher state. So it is not that he's guaranteeing that I am God, so I'll protect you forever. You just have to sit and just be present in the chariot, and I will take care of everything. He is not saying that. He wants Arjuna to do the same thing as if the God is, see, imagine if God is in front of us protecting us, what would our
What will not win?
we don't, yeah, he is there for me, right? I mean, even if God, we just pray to God, and then that gives us confidence, right? To
Yeah.
Arjuna, how much confidence he should get, right? I mean, God is in front of him, and it's so important for Lord Krishna that Pandava should win. Arjuna should simply say, okay, whatever, I don't even have to just lift the bow, and I'll just stand here, you do the duty. But Lord Krishna doesn't give that impression to Arjuna. You have to do the duty. You have to do it uh, like I'm not there, right? So that is the kind of message that we need to get. Like, just because Paramatma, I pray to God, and if He will take care of everything, He doesn't say that way, right? I'm here to protect you. I'm supporting you, but you have to do your duty with no less vigor, right? And if you really fight really hard, are you going to get the result you want? You may not. So even though I am right in front, you may not get the result. But don't work for the result, he says. Don't fight just because I am here and you are going to win. So you have to fight. You have to do your duty. If you don't do your duty, then you're going to get karmic bondage. You will actually go down. So if you don't do your duty, other people look at you. I mean, in this particular sloka, Lord Krishna is giving himself as an example. And same applies to Arjuna also. If Arjuna runs away, then everybody else will run away. Or whoever takes him as a role model will run away, and they will also be ruined.
So like it was like we can think of it. It was dharma to fight for it because it was their kingdom, but they shouldn't get attached to whether they will get the kingdom or not, or win the fight or not. Right?
Yeah, there's nothing like their own kingdom. But yeah, it is for the benefit of the society, they have to do it. Nothing belongs to us in this world. So Arjuna has to do his duty. That is the duty that he's born with. He's a protector, right? So when protection is his duty, when evil is taking over the society, then it is Arjuna's duty, whether he wins or loses, whether he is going to be alive after that or whether he dies, does not matter. He has to do his duty. Same applies to anyone in any profession. Whether you get the result or don't get the result, doesn't matter. Okay, we have to do our duty. If we do the duty, then leave the result. I mean, whatever may be the result, it should be immaterial for us. Okay. So if we do it with attachment and the result is not what we are expecting, then it will bite us, it will hurt us. If you do without attachment, then whatever may be the result will be same for us. Okay. And the result will be same for us because the actual result that we get out of doing the duty is to reduce our karmic bondage. That result is guaranteed for us. So these are some of the things that we learned in previous Slokas. So just summarizing. So we do the duty without attachment as Yajna, as service to Paramatma. Then we will clear our karmic bondage. That is the only purpose of this body. The body is given to us only not to enjoy all these things. The body is a mechanism for us to reduce our karmic bondage and or increase our. If you don't have the Atma Jnana, it will increase our karmic bondage. Because when we leave this body, nothing comes with us, irrespective of how much bank balance is there, how many cars, how many houses we have, how many friends we have, and what we did in this world, whether we did great things or bad things. The materialistic things don't come with us at all. Whatever is a karmic bondage that is either increasing or decreasing is the only one that comes with us. So based on the gunas that we acquire in this world, again, this will come in later chapters. So the gunas that we acquire and the karmic bondage that we have when we leave this body is the one that determines, that comes with us. Everything else, nothing comes with us. How many years we lived, how much money we gained or lost, how much property we have or not have, how much family we have and don't have, all these things are all immaterial. But while living in this, while we took this life, we are born with certain duties. We have to perform those duties. Those duties have to be performed as yajna to reduce our karmic bondage. If you don't know the duties, if you don't perform the duties, if you perform with attachment, all are bad. We will get karmic bondage. So we have to, with Atma Jnana, we have to do it with the same interest in doing the work, so that it will motivate or generate love in that work for others who don't have the Atma Jnana. And they will take us as a inspiration and they do the work as well. We should not confuse them and make them run away from their duties, which will cause trouble for them.
So definition of duty is also, I think, would keep changing as with the age or with the nature of work, right? Because maybe at this time, we usually, because we spend more time working in office, maybe that's what comes in the mind first of when you think of duty, or maybe with family, a little bit about kids. It may change maybe when at a different age based on what you have or what you have to do, right?
That's right. So for Arjuna, it was very clear that his duty is to fight in the war because he is born as a Kshatriya and he was a son of a king. And it was the duty that is assigned to him. And all of us are born with certain duties. And that if we have lack of clarity in that, then it is confusing, and we may um, I mean, ultimately, whatever work that we do, we have to do it as service to God, you know. So whatever what kartum I mean, whatever we are capable of doing or whatever we should do, there are two different things. We are capable of doing anything with hands and legs, like hurt other people or things like that. With our mind, we can do whatever we want, whatever we can do, right? But if it is not for the benefit of the society, in a larger sense, right? If it is hurting the society, hurting others, hurting nature, those are not our duties. So at least that part it is very clear to us. So we need to do our duty in such a way to protect the nature, protect the customs and traditions of the society. We should not cause confusion in the society, and we should not harm other beings for our own benefit. We should see Paramatma in all beings and love all. So those certain other principles will come in future chapters. When we go through those, then our duties we can associate them to our duties, and it becomes clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Good question. Thank you. 7, do we have time? I think we do not have much time. We'll stop here. Any other questions before we conclude? I mean, one who is learned is one who is having the clear understanding of Atma, Prakriti, and Paramatma. This is the most fundamental thing. If we do not have clarity about these three, we cannot be called a wise person. We cannot be called. I mean, we will not be able to act in a way that we are supposed to. So we need to have good knowledge of Atma, and we need to differentiate ourselves from the body and the Prakriti. Body is made up of Prakriti and Paramatma, who is supporting and protecting all, is all pervading. So if we will, these three concepts are the ones that are explained in detail in the whole Bhagavad Gita. And what we are supposed to do is we have to do a Karma Yoga, supported by Jnana Yoga. Okay, then it will translate to Bhakti, that is Bhakti Yoga. Okay, we will not stop doing our activities. We will continue to do our activities, but we will we'll love Paramatma so much, that is Bhakti. So we will, with that Bhakti, supported by the Jnanam, we do the action. That is what Karma Yoga suggests. So right now we are only talking about, okay, you have to do the activity without attachment, like that. But as we go through all the chapters of Bhagavad Gita, everything will come in place. The knowledge of Atma is very key in terms of doing Karma Yoga. If let us say if we tell someone saying that, oh, you have to do without attachment, then they'll ask, okay, why should I do it? What's the benefit for me? There's no benefit for me. Then for them, me is body. So of course, there's no benefit for the body. It is, if you know that you are really Atma, then there is benefit for you. It is clearing karmic bondage or harming you by, you are acquiring more karmic bondage. So
that question is being asked everywhere. If you go to work, what is there for me? My boss will say, what is there for the team? What is there for it? That is there everywhere. Wherever you go.
Why are we doing this?
Why are you doing this? Why?
duties are decided based on the attachment, right? Results. We try to find a
Yeah.
job where we get more salary.
So there is definitely what's in it for me is if you think that I am body, there is nothing in it for us. Like it will appear that there is nothing in it for us with whatever we are saying. So it will like look like why should I follow this one, right? However, even it is found to help the body as well, because whether we like it or not, if we don't work with attachment, right? If you have, if you are working, it is my duty, I have to do it, I have to do it properly, whether I get the result or not, whether the result is positive or negative, we will not have that much stress. So, right, so that stress won't be there. If stress is not there physically, our body will be, and people say, right, stress is the major cause of illness, not anything else. So if we will get that benefit, right? But people have to believe even that, right, as that it is going to relieve me from stress. But even if they don't, then then we can't do much about it. It's one thing that happens is that because of our karmic bondage, whatever karmic bondage that we have currently, that will act as a kind of a roadblock for us. If the karmic bondage is reduced, then we will not have that block to get this knowledge even. So people who have more karmic bondage, it acts as a kind of a block for them, and they won't even, for example, join this session. Even if they hear it, they will start questioning it. They will think that we are, saying something that is not true, something like that. Or Lord Krishna said something for his own benefit, and start hating Lord Krishna. So, so there are all kinds of people, for them, because of their current state, you will not allow them to even acquire, even if they listen, they will not follow, they will go against it. So we can just leave it at that, because we can't change their karmic bondage. Maybe they will take more number of births.
I mean, very few learned people will be able to understand this without actually experiencing, the ill effects of attachments. Maybe mostly people, like work, you said, they get stressed when they're attached to something. But then when they feel that stress, when it really affects them, that's when they realize that maybe now they need to do it without attachment, and it would be beneficial for them.
The problem, I know we are over time, but the problem is that they realize that something is wrong. But Bhagavad Gita gives the entire solution, the package, the background knowledge that we have, entire logic behind it. It's not like a set of principles and then you just follow it. No, it gives the complete logic, why we need to do it. All that, all this what we are learning, right? Like even Lord Krishna is doing the Karma Yoga. He gave the logic. It's not like, you Arjuna, you have to do it. That's it. He didn't say that, even though he could have, right? One more thing is that another thing that comes up is, if Lord Krishna is Paramatma, he can do whatever he wants, right? He could have simply forced Arjuna to do it. He didn't. He did not force Arjuna. He gave the choice to Arjuna. If you want to fight, you can. But if you don't want to fight, this is what will happen. There is choice for everybody. So people have choice whether to get this knowledge and work in this particular way, or don't get this knowledge, or even if getting this knowledge do not work according to it. We have choice. If we follow, we will get the benefit. If we don't follow, we don't get the benefit. Nothing, it is nothing for the sake of, for him. Krishna, you pray to Lord Krishna, don't pray to Lord Krishna, nothing, he's not getting anything out of it.
Yes.
So it is for us, our own benefit that we follow. Okay, thank you so much. We'll
Thank
meet
you.
again. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vācā manasena pratyaya svabhāvaत् karōmi yat sakalam parasmai nārāyanāya samarpayāmi. Srimannārāyanāya samarpayāmi. Sarvam Sri Krishnaarpanamastu.
Arpanamastu.
Om Asmatgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Srimannārayana.
Jai
Jai Srimannārayana. Thank you so much. Thanks
Thank you.
everyone.
Shivaya, sir.
Yes,
Thank you so
Shivaya.
much.
Thank you.